Hello, and thanks for tuning in to Financewize, the show that empowers you to make informed decisions about your money. I'm Danta Kostimi Milani, and in today's episode, we'll be discussing what matters to our younger generation when it comes to money. Today's episode on Youth and Finances is sponsored by the Financial Literacy Initiative. As you know from our previous episodes, the Financial Literacy Initiative was officially launched in March 2012 in order to improve financial education and consumer protection. The FLI was rolled out in the Commerce, Irongo, Northern, Southern, Caprivi, and Kavango regions during 2012. Like adults, young people are often confused by financial issues and finding ways to get the money to buy things that they want and need. There is often a misconception that young people do not think about money issues since they rely on their parents and guardians to look after their financial needs. The truth is that it's never too early for a young person to learn and adopt sound financial habits and become financially independent. In this program, we're going to investigate what young people should really understand about financial matters, how they handle their finances, and hear from them what their goals and aspirations are when it comes to money. Now let's see what some young Namibians have to say about their finances.
How or where do you get your money from?
I get my money from my parents. I do people's hair. I do gigs. Pretty much that's how I get my money.
I get my money from my parents.
Okay, I run a business at home. I manage my father's bar right now. So yeah, that's where I get my income from.
I get my money from my mom.
Do you make use of any financial products like a bank?
Yes.
Do you make use of any financial products or services like a bank?
No.
Are you good at managing your money?
Not really, but I think I'm getting there. That's for sure.
Yeah, I have an account at F&B.
Are you good at managing your money?
Okay, let's say I'm getting there. I'm still learning, yeah.
Where do you go for advice about money and finances?
Nowhere, because I know how to manage it.
Mostly from my accounting friends, yeah. They are good.
Where do you go for advice about money and finances?
My mom.
What type of things do you spend most of your money on?
Clothes, jewelry, makeup, and yeah.
Mostly on toiletries, clothing and food, yeah.
Do you feel under pressure to spend more money than you receive?
Yes, because there are always temptations, like especially when you come into town, you end up budgeting, but then you don't really stick to the budget. Yeah.
Clothes, food, yes, accessories and all those. Yeah.
Do you feel under pressure to spend more money than you earn or receive?
Not really. Doesn't happen.
Around 34% of the Namibian youth is estimated to be under the age of 14, while 40% of the population is below the age of 15. A World Bank report published in 2010 estimated the literacy rate among Namibian youth aged between 15 and 25 years was 92% in 2009. This is remarkably high, however the rate of financial literacy amongst youth has yet to be determined. The term financial literacy refers to the understanding of financial matters and responsible decision-making when it comes to money. The highest unemployment rate is among the youth, which points to the youth being the most financially disadvantaged segment of the Namibian population. Young people are already amongst the consumers of financial products and services in Namibia. If you have a bank account, insurance policy, or are a beneficiary of a medical aid, then you are already a consumer of financial products and services. As a consumer, you have the right and responsibility to ask all the detailed information you need to know before making a choice and after you have become the client of any financial service provider, if there is anything that you are unsure or unhappy about. Given that Namibians aged between 15 and 24 years amount to 25% of the population, this segment is an important target group for financial inclusion and financial education. The next training clip illustrates some basic financial education principles guided by the Financial Literacy Initiative's Be Wise campaign that young people can adopt and cultivate into their daily lives from any age. Financial success is all about choices, and for a young person, choices will center around saving, budgeting, and spending. The sources of income for younger people usually differ from those of adults. However, the choices that need to be made in terms of money management are still very similar. A young person will often need to make choices about how to spend the money allocated to them from their family members, part-time or holiday job, or living allowance for those lucky enough to have obtained a scholarship with stipend benefits. Young people often also have to face issues involving debt, as they have to pay back loans taken for education or other necessities. Young people can also be entrepreneurs, creating exciting business ideas with the potential to generate money. In this instance, a good understanding of finances is even more important. Budgeting is the first step to keep control of your finances no matter how old you are, and is very simple to do. Make a list of what you would need to spend money on for your private needs or business. These are the things you absolutely need to live your life or run your business. For example, toiletries, school expenses, rent, and food. Allocate amounts that you will spend on each item on your list of needs and add this amount up. Estimate your weekly or monthly income, for example, the allowance from your parents or salary you earn from your part-time job. Compare your expenses against your estimated income to determine what you can afford to pay for on your list of needs for the week or month for your business or private use. This step will help you determine whether you have to cut back on your spending or if you have the money left over for saving. Saving is the next important step in your financial plan. Just imagine, you want to buy your first bike or car, clothes for your first baby, or you need money for the matric party. You always need to have a bit of savings for that. Saving is income, the money you have available, minus consumption or expenses. The less you spend, the more you can afford to save for something important you want to buy in the future. There are many ways to save your money. Most people will deposit the money at a financial institution like a bank or post office. The benefit of this is that you can earn interest on the money you are saving. Always ask your bank or post office what interest rate they offer on their savings or investment accounts. It is also important to understand all the fees and charges that you will pay to maintain your account at a certain financial institution. There is no minimum age for opening a bank account in Namibia. However, if you are under the age of 18, you will need the assistance of your parent or legal guardian who will sign all required documentation on your behalf. A letter from your school stating that you are a student, your ID or birth certificate if you do not have an ID yet, and the ID of your parent or legal guardian who should accompany you when you open up your account. Lastly, as a young person, it is always important to remember to spend wisely. There are many temptations, such as fashionable clothes and fancy electronic gadgets, for you to potentially spend money on. Therefore, when spending, try not to lose sight of the long-term needs you have in your private life or business. For example, you may need to save money to afford your school books for the next term or keep enough money aside for your transportation expenses to and from school or work every day. Spending wisely means that you only spend what you can afford, and that way you are able to live within your means. There are several institutions and programs currently running in Namibia focused on helping young people to improve their financial situations and their general quality of life. We talked to FLI platform partner Aflatun, as well as the young Namibians who benefit from their programs, about the services they offer and their experiences.
I'm Johanna Klute, Junior Achievement Namibia's Country Director. Junior Achievement is an organization, an NGO, that focuses on 3 areas of education: entrepreneurial education, financial literacy, and work-related life skills. So it was started in 1990, so we soon will be doing a celebration, a centennial celebration. We are 92 years old this year. In Namibia, we're 10 years old. It's worldwide. It's the largest organization that teaches entrepreneurship around the world.
What do you offer young people with regards to financial education?
We have full programs on financial literacy. We do a program, JA Economics for Success, where the child must decide whether he's going to buy a hamburger or save the money to be able to study further. It takes a little bit longer. The program reaches over 3 months. We have other programs because our programs are age appropriate. The one builds on the other. So JA Economics for Success is the one that comes around the time where they're in grade 5 to 9. And the other financial literacy programs that we do is from primary school, actually from preschool. That is now the 5-year-old ones, where they play and learn how to deal with money. They recognize the money, and they have a market day where they go to the market. They make a budget and so on, but all in play. And then it continues, it grows more intense as the standards grow. And then obviously we have the economics program at UNAM for the students who would like to study economics but just don't have the hang of it because maybe they didn't have it at school, and that makes it much easier for them. Then we have a partnership with the Financial Literacy Initiative, where we train teachers how to teach financial literacy in a fun-filled way in the classroom. So that's how we do it. We believe that when you do something, you must be able to enjoy it.
What is the main message that you give to young people about how to handle their finances?
The curriculum for youth financial literacy focuses on savings. And it's not just saving money, but also saving electricity, because if you save electricity, you obviously save money. Water, your books, your clothes, your environment. You can make money from the land that you are on, but in such a way that you do not damage the land. So you save your land, and that's also savings. Okay, so the first one is save all the time. The second one is to budget. Plan your budget, plan what you want to do with your money. Make sure that you follow your plan exactly, otherwise you will not reach your goal in your budget. And then when you have to spend, don't spend it on anything that you don't need. It must be a need. One day when you have lots of money, you can spend it on frivolous things, but right now you need to spend wisely so that you can save more.
What are some of the challenges young people face when it comes to managing and understanding their finances?
I think it's a decision-making process that they need to learn from a very early age, whether they are going to spend or whether they are going to save. So if they do make that decision, they normally stick to it. I haven't come across someone who has broken his savings habit because of a want, really. I can give you an example of one person who left a girlfriend in grade 12 because she wanted him to take her to the movies. And you could see that $100 that he would spend on the movies for the both of them as to save it and reinvest it in his small business that he had already at school that time. So your decision about what you want to spend your money on should relate to a need rather than a want. And if you have a want that you want to fulfill, like you want a beautiful watch, or you want to go on a trip, on a holiday or something, or you want to buy a fancy cell phone, then you save specifically for that, separately from your normal savings.
What general advice do you have for young Namibians about money management?
Money is something that you can roll, especially if you look at a coin. A coin can roll and roll and roll. And there's a saying that says a gathering stone does not gather any moss. But a rolling coin, if you turn it over and over, you'll make more money definitely. And so don't spend it. I'm always saying, ask yourself, who do you want to be rich at the end of spending? Is it you that you are enriching, or is it the place where you are spending your money? So ask yourself that question, and if you can come to a conclusion that benefits you, then you've made the right decision.
We also talked to some local young entrepreneurs to get their views and experiences with regards to financial matters.
My name is Janicia Ibrahim, a grade 12 student that just matriculated from Concordia College, and what I'm doing in this office, Junior Achievement, we are getting more experience on how to run our own businesses.
What type of business are you involved in?
Currently, when I was in grade 12 at Concordia, we used to recycle like stuff that you would say you don't need anymore. We'd recycle glass bottles, we'd recycle plastic, we'd make them into useful products like glasses to drink from and also wallets. And we also used to organize some events for the school.
What financial challenges did you face while running your business?
As youngsters, we found it hard to separate business from pleasure. For example, you would say that yes, it's business money, but you want to use it for something personal. We also had trouble whereby we couldn't keep proper records of our financial records, and also like finding a secure place to save it where everyone would have access to it that needed access to it at any particular time.
How have you overcome some of those challenges?
We turned to Junior Achievement because they are sort of our mother. They advised us on how to handle our finances properly, and they showed us how to pick the right person to handle your financial records, because it's very important that you pick the right person that you trust and that you are sure that the person won't eat up your money, obviously. So yeah, Junior Achievement really helped us a lot, and we also turned to our parents because our parents tend to have more experience in terms of finances rather than us because of all their life's experiences. Yes.
Do you think there are enough facilities in Namibia to assist young people with financial education?
I don't think so. I don't think there are enough financial institutions in Namibia to educate people about their finances, because if a person is financially literate, you can basically just go anywhere and rip off a person because they don't know anything about their finances. It's very easy to take advantage of people's ignorance. So I don't think there are enough financial institutions, because if they were, then everyone would be educated that these are my finances, I should keep them secure in this way. Yeah, so I don't think, and people don't know how to handle their finances. You always hear, my friend borrowed money from me and he's not paying it back. Yeah, and so many loans being taken out these days. Yeah.
Now we see how one young person manages some financial issues of his own.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, how are you, son?
I'm all good, Dad.
Yeah, I'm okay, man.
How was work today? Hectic as usual, my friend. Hectic.
Oh, Dad, I need some money.
Money to do what?
I want to buy a new iPod.
The one you had is working perfectly fine, isn't it?
It's getting old now. And plus, it only takes 500 songs, and the new one takes 2,000 songs.
You don't even listen up to 500 songs per day. How are you going to listen to 2,000 songs?
Plus, it takes pictures, Dad.
Pictures? I bought a camera, isn't it? We have a camera. I don't. Why do you need? Why do you need that thing to take pictures for?
It's also touchscreen.
Touchscreen safe food, man. And how much is it, by the way?
$500.
Are you planning on getting that money? Nothing's for free, my friend. You know that. Nothing's for free.
I'm planning on getting it from you.
Think of something that you're gonna do so that I can give you that money.
Okay, Dad, I'm coming now.
Wait, where are you going? Come. Roger. 500. How do you give someone 500 just like that? Just bought him the thing. He wants another one. No. Jesus.
Hi, Uncle Peter.
Hi. Hey, Roger, you're getting big, man.
Yes, Uncle, I'm getting big.
What brings you here?
Uncle, I need a job.
You need a job? Why?
There's this iPod I want to buy, and it costs $500.
Really?
Yes.
Do your father know that you want did your father allow you to get a job?
Nah, not really, but he won't mind.
Okay. I'll call him and talk to him about this, but I am going to give you a job. I'm going to give you a job because I actually need a little bit of help here also. You know, packing stuff and all that. But I'm only going to give you a job for 4 weeks. That means like I'm going to give you $100 every Friday for the week, right? Only for 4 weeks. You understand?
Yes, Uncle.
Okay.
It's fine, Uncle, but it's only gonna be 400.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be 400. The rest of the money you just have to find somewhere else, Roger.
Okay, I'm gonna find the rest. Okay. So when do I start?
You can start tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Tomorrow at 10?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, bye, Uncle. I'll be here at 10.
Say hi to your dad and your mom, then.
Okay, I will.
Okay, bye.
Oh, hi there.
Hey, what's up? Yeah.
Did Uncle Peter call you?
Oh yeah, no, Peter just called a while ago. He's talking about you. He's gonna give you a job or so, yeah?
Yeah, he's gonna give me a job.
Okay. And how are you planning on getting the other money, the $100?
From you, Dad?
Oh yeah. Still remember that. So have you thought of anything that you're gonna be doing for me?
I'm gonna brush your shoes for the whole week, every day, starting from today on. So.
Talking about shoes. No man, my shoes are fine. What do you mean my shoes? Do they look dirty to you or what?
It's your shoes, Dad. You won't see that it's dirty.
Oh, but sometimes I wonder how those guys also keep their shoes. But yeah, it's fine. You can start tonight actually. And what about the rest of the weeks? If you're done with this week and you get your money, then who's gonna brush my shoes then?
Oh, Dad, it's business. Business is business.
Oh, you never forget that? Never forget. Okay. No, we'll see. We'll see. You are my son. We'll see how we are gonna go along. It's fine. But just make sure they are nice and shiny. Huh?
They will be shiny, Dad.
Okay. Okay, son.
Okay, Dad.
Okay. You can actually start now.
Okay, we'll start now.
Yeah.
Now that you have some first-hand information, you can get started on achieving your financial goals. Remember, there is no time like the present to start improving your financial prospects for your future. We have mentioned earlier that this episode is supported by the National Financial Literacy Initiative. The FLI has developed several street theaters which give tips on saving, budgeting, and spending in a very entertaining but still educating way. For additional information on the initiative or on financial literacy, you can fetch one of these FLI booklets or posters at the Ministry of Finance in Windhoek or download the FLI booklet on the website below. Please remember that the points made in this program are not meant to give you personal advice. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to managing your finances. The point of this program is to give you a more tangible look at how a business person or individual might implement the ideas discussed. There are many other alternatives out there, and we strongly encourage you to explore them and see what works best for you. Whatever you do, keep the principles that we've discussed in mind and never stop trying to learn more. This is Tantokas Jimmy Malani, encouraging you to get finance wise. See you next time.